A Nigerian is facing up to 17 years in jail if he is found guilty for what he has been accused of. Tolu came to the United Kingdom about 6 years ago as a student. He finished his master's degree and he thought that, yes, everything was going well when he was granted 2 years post study. This guy is a qualified mental health nurse. He thought everything was going well for him. Sadly, this brother could be spending a long time in jail. If you know any man who lives in the United Kingdom, Canada, the US, or any Western country, kindly ensure that they see this video. Because what happened to this brother, it can happen to a lot of men. Good afternoon. Frank is my name. If you see my face for the first time on this channel, we share the latest update about immigrant lived experiences in the diaspora to educate and inform our audience. Knowledge, they say, is power. Let's dive into the story of our brother Tolu, who is facing up to 17 years in jail. This brother has never committed any crime, even in Nigeria and in the UK. He's never been in trouble with the law before. How did a man who has been described as a perfect role model for immigrants now found himself in this quagmire? That is the story that we are sharing with you today. When Tolu finished his master's in the UK, he was given 2 years post-studies. 2 years post-studies. Before the 2 years post-studies expire, Tolu was struggling. He is a mental health nurse. He was struggling to get the registration and to get his PIN and everything. He was struggling and everything was very hard for him to pass the language test. During that before that 2 years expired, Tolu met a lady. This lady, she has 2 children. She is a British lady. She has 2 children with 2 different men. The 2 fathers of the children, they are not involved in the children's life. When Tolu met this woman, Tolu took this woman's children. At that time, they were going towards 9 years and 7 years old. He took them as his own children. They started dating. One thing led to another. Before you know what, this Tolu started seeing signs. Tolu said one day, him and this woman, they were watching television. The woman said to him, they were showing poor people this advert that they do, Save the Children advert, where you see children not having water. They say donate money to them. He saw that advert, and the woman was saying, well, is this how your country, is this how you people live in your country? You guys, you're coming to England, and if you didn't come to England, this is how you'll be living. And Tolu said, no, this doesn't mean that because you see this child begging for water, that doesn't mean that's how all Nigerians live. The woman made some racial slur towards Tolu that, oh, if you didn't come to England, you probably be dead. Tolu said, no, that was a red flag for Tolu, but Tolu later ignored it because at that time, this woman, she was pregnant. When the woman then asked Tolu to move in, Tolu, because at that time he was struggling, he initially moved in. When he moved in, the woman and Tolu, they didn't get on well. The woman, the children will wake up in the morning, they haven't brushed their teeth, they'll be running around. And when Tolu tried to talk to them, and they'll say, you're not my father, don't talk to me like that. And when he tells the woman said, why are you talking to my kids like that? Don't talk to my kids. So it was always causing argument. Tolu therefore decided to move out and be seeing the woman from outside. Tolu said when he moved out, when the woman then had the baby, he then asked the woman for him to put his name on the birth certificate. The woman refused. The woman then told Tolu that she has had bad experiences before with the guys that she dated, that as soon as she put their names on the birth certificate, they disappear. That because of that, she's not going to put Tolu's name on the birth certificate, despite the fact that Tolu was the one who was caring for this woman, other children. Tolu was then forced to go to court and apply for his name to be put on the birth certificate. The judge then asked the woman for Tolu to do DNA test. The DNA test showed that he was the father of the baby, and because the woman couldn't prove that there is any reason why Tolu's name should not be on the birth certificate, and the judge there ordered that Tolu's name should be put on the birth certificate. When Tolu's name was on the birth certificate, Tolu then, at that time, as soon as Tolu got the order for his name to be put on the birth certificate, Tolu then got a job. He passed the English test to practice as a nurse in the UK. He got a job with sponsorship. So Tolu's life, in terms of staying in the UK, was sorted. So Tolu did not, when he finally won the case in court, he didn't even use the child to apply. When the woman realized that Tolu didn't have his stay, because Tolu told the woman that he now has 5 years stay in the UK, and after that 5 years, he would have his indefinite leave to remain. Tolu said the woman changed towards him. But when the woman changed, Tolu was then living in his own place. He rented his own place. He was working really, really hard. Despite the fact that Tolu is a nurse, he was still doing Uber, and he was earning good money because he said he wanted to buy his own house. When Tolu and this woman, they had a problem in their relationship because the woman did the same thing again by using racial slur. She called Tolu the N-word. The N-word one day, and Tolu said, no, you cannot be using racial slur for me. When you have children who are mixed race, I'm not going to tolerate this. The woman and Tolu, they had an argument, they left. Tolu stopped seeing this woman completely. Meanwhile, Tolu went to meet his friends and said, look, brother, this is what I'm going through. The woman that had a child for me, she's using racial slur for me. And this woman, I've had enough. I'm not going back to this woman again. The friends that Tolu have, the Nigerian and other African friends, they advised Tolu, say, brother, since this woman, you have a child with her, she's still making you racial slur, all the racist names that they call, but she's still calling you. Just walk away from this woman. This woman, she's going to put you in trouble. Tolu then told the guys that advised him that he had listened to the advice, that he's going to do what they said. One day, Tolu was at home. This time around, Tolu and this woman, they moved on completely, but Tolu was seeing his child. Tolu has managed to buy himself a 3-bedroom house in Manchester. He was living, the woman heard that Tolu is doing very well. Life is good for Tolu. The woman then called Tolu one day out of the blue. Listen to this story. If you are a man or you are a woman, there are valuable lessons that you can learn from this story. The woman called Tolu on video call. She was wearing only brassiere and underwear. As the woman, Tolu saw this woman, the woman started making sexual remarks. Oh, we could have another baby. You could have another baby. All these lovely boobs, they belong to you. You don't have anything. As soon as my Nigerian brother saw this woman's body on video call, our brother lost his senses completely. He forgot all the stress that the woman has given him. According to him, he forgot everything completely. That day, Tolu then told the woman that he wanted them on video call that yes, that they should restart their relationship, that he misses the woman. The woman drove from her house, she knocked on Tolu's door. She came, and before you know what was happening, my brother started sleeping with this woman again. He did not always sleep with this woman. Tolu told this woman, I am in love with you. My friends, my cousin, they told me, are the one that have been misadvising me, telling me all sort of things, trying to bring a wedge between me and you. The guy did not even end there. All the WhatsApp conversation, voice note that his friends, his cousin who advised him, shared him, say, don't go back to this woman. He's forwarded all the WhatsApp messages and voice note to the woman. Before you know what was happening, Tolu and the woman, they started again. The woman said she's pregnant for baby number 2. This time around, the woman knows that Toluna has a 3-bedroom house that he just bought. The woman, in a few weeks' time, she and the 3 children, they moved in with our brother. Tolu said he wanted a family. When his brothers and friends now say, Egbon, kilo shele, Tolu said, I just want my family because I realized that if I'm not there, nobody can raise these children. And I just feel like I want, okay, you want your family. Before you know what was happening, Tolu's girlfriend stopped talking to all Tolu's friends and cousins. She stopped talking to them completely. One day she saw one of them in town and said, "You are not a nice person. I've always thought that you had my back." The guy said, "What do you mean?" He said, "What I saw, I listened to the voice note that you sent to Lu." "Which voice note?" He said, "I listened to the voice where you were telling Tolu that I have children for different men, that you should just walk away from me, that I can do better than me." Everything that the guy advised our brother Tolu, the woman narrated everything. How can you be saying all this kind of thing? The guy said, "Please, I am sorry. If you've seen the voice note, please, I am sorry. I am sorry for saying all these things." This woman, that was her. All of Tolu's friends, the people that Tolu grew up with, everybody disappeared from Tolu's life because nobody wanted to be close again. Because whatever they tell Tolu, they now have this fear that Tolu will go back and share with this woman. The Tolu is working as a nurse. At times he does Uber. Tolu is now planning to open a children's home for children with autism. He wants to open a children's home. He said him and his friend put his wife among the directors of the company. Tolu said he doesn't want to put this woman's name as the director. That was what caused argument. The woman said, "Why can't you put, when your friend is putting your name, putting his wife's name as a director, but you don't want to put my name? You have a plan. We have 2 children. Tolu now have 2 children with this woman. And the other 2 children that the woman had before, Tolu is the one that is taking care of them as their father." Tolu and the woman had an argument. The woman held the neck. Despite all this, the woman is still using racial slur for Tolu, calling him all black bastard, all this nonsense that I wouldn't want to see on life, was calling out Tolu. The woman held Tolu's neck. Tolu said, "Why? I'm not going to raise my hand." They forget everything. The woman said, "I'm sorry." Thinking that Tolu would put her name among the directors of the company, Tolu insisted. One day, Tolu came back. The woman told the police that Tolu has raped her. Tolu was arrested at work. When they arrest Tolu, Tolu thought it was a joke. "Arrest me for what?" He said, "Rape." He said the police told him that the wife said she woke up one night without her consent. Her brother was on top of her. That he has been doing it several times, that is rape. Brother Tolu was arrested. As we are speaking now, for the last 6 months, this brother has not been able to work as a nurse. The investigation is still going. The house that he owns, as part of the bail condition, is not allowed to come to the house. The woman and the 4 children, they are in the house. Tolu cannot work as a nurse. He has been suspended pending the outcome of the court case, and the CPS have told him that the case is not going to go to court until the date for the hearing is February 2026. 2026. So from now to 2026, our brother Tolu is not allowed to go to his own house. He cannot work as a mental health nurse. He cannot work with Uber. This is a brother that the people that advised him those days, he's now come back to them and say, no. You were the one that took our voice note that we share, all the advice that we gave you. You told this woman everything. Tolu is now saying that it is spiritual attack. If he's found guilty, the judge, before the CPS to decide to take the case to court, it means that there is a realistic chance that he will they will get conviction. The woman has made all sorts of allegations that Tolu emotionally blackmail her, made her feel belittle her. It won't allow her access to money, will manipulate her. The woman made all sorts of allegations. This brother is going down now. There are valuable lessons that can be learned from the story of Tolu. If you see any value, give this a like, share. Do you blame the woman or do you blame Tolu? Let me know what your views are. Mind you, the woman was calling him black, using the N word, calling him the word that no woman would, no human being will ever call person. This is a woman who has a mixed race child, and she's using all sorts of racial slur from her brother. Her brother left, he went back again because he saw big boobs. Let me know what your views are, whether you have any sympathy for Tolu. Don't forget to give the like, leave your comment.